Software adds so much to the creative process of machine embroidery, and Embrilliance Essentials certainly makes the computer work easy. This is Lisa for Embrilliance, and I'd like to chat with you today about some of the information provided about a design layout that you can create in the Embrilliance platform. I'd like to share with you an actual design troubleshooting situation in the hopes that our experience helps you create a walkthrough or checklist as the final software steps before you go to the machine. Okay, I asked for your file from tech support so that I could actually show you exactly what the issue is, because a lot of people have this problem. So here is your design open in your hoop. Look at your object pane. This is exactly what you have created in the software. And one thing that you should do before you do anything in your software is look at what you created. Object number 1, when I click on this here, okay, this is the lettering that you have typed and going in this direction, and you have it set to a color of purple. Great, so it's going to stitch this entire color all by itself. Object number 2 is the next set of lettering, down centered, fabulous. Third set of lettering, date, absolutely gorgeous. This is all perfectly fine. It's going to do 2 colors and you're great. Now is where things start getting confusing. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to scroll down through our object list because what the software starts getting confused, I should say. This is the next entire design, number 5, that you brought in a flower border. And it's going to stitch this design completely first because that's what you told it to do, because that's the next thing. Then it's going to stitch number 6, which is this design, then number 7, then number 8, then number 9, then number 10. Now, each one of these designs have all these colors in it. So we're not even going to think about that yet, but I'm looking down here. I still have designs. What is all this stuff? You actually have multiple copies. So number 11, this is a copy of something you've already stitched before. And the rest of this stuff. So I'm going through here and scrolling down. Oh, you have 3 copies of this design all on top of each other. So this is what the software is going to do. It wants to stitch 3 copies, one on top of each other. So I'm going to select all those extra designs and hit the delete key on my keyboard. Just like in Windows Explorer, to select, okay? You can either do one at a time. Click on, you can do it one at a time. Select one, hit the delete key on your keyboard. Great. Keep selecting and hitting delete key because these are all extra ones. Or click on the first one, scroll down to the bottom, hold down the shift key like in Windows Explorer to keep selecting. Select all the rest, hit the delete key on your keyboard, and now you're back to normal-ish. But if you see, I'm kind of in the way here, at the bottom here, where it says needles and colors, you have 5 colors and 50 needle changes. So before we do a color sort, I want you to watch how this design is going to stitch out. Let's go to our Sew Simulator. And before we go any further, save your work. Okay, so I'm just going to hit the floppy disk save here, just because you never want to do that again. It's much better than it was. This is already one improvement over what you started with. Okay, so we're in our Sew Simulator, and I'm going to move this slider, and you can see this is going to be stitch number 1, the color number 1, color number 2, color number 3, and then it starts stitching the pink of the flowers, the light pink of the flowers, the green. I mean, this is the design that you brought in, and this is exactly how it's going to stitch, and it's going to repeat in the exact order that you stitched it. You only have 50 thread changes, so I was reading through the tickets, and you may be able to load this as is and just keep changing your thread colors. However, one of the features of Essentials is color sort, and this really should do a decent job of sorting these colors. So to do a color sort, I'm going to go to Utility menu and choose Color Sort. This opens up the little dialog box and it says, I'm going to reduce by 15 color changes. So that's this number. So it's going to reduce it by a set number of changes. So it is going to change the number of stitches. Okay, we're going to click on New View because we want to see what it's going to do. So it's going to stitch all this purple first, all the pink next, all the pink next, all the dark pink next, and then all the green. Now, in between all of these is going to be a whole bunch of stitches. I'm just going to look at this real quick. These letters are so close together that the machine won't trim. So you are going to have to trim these stitches, okay? That's just what's going to happen because it's too short for the machine to trim it automatically. Let me go zoom back out again. So you're going to have to trim all those. To see what also you... Now let me turn off my hoop and my grid so you're not confused. I'm not saving to the EXP format yet, so hold on. If you go to your view menu and you show jumps and check this box, do you see all those dashed lines in there? Those are also jump stitches that you're going to have to trim. So this is, it's not bad, it's not horrible, but I recommend that after you stitch color number 1, trim your jumps in your hoop. Number 2, trim your jumps. You might be able to do 1 and 2 without trimming because those are just nice little consolidated groups. But once you start doing this color, this pink, I trim all those jump stitches before you stitch the next color because then you're going to have embedded jumps. That's a pain in the butt to trim those things. Okay, so that's just this is my sorted file and I have 5, you look it down here, only 5 color changes, 5 threads. We're good to go. So I'm going to go to put my USB into my machine, go to File menu, choose Save Stitch File As. From the pull down menu, make sure it says EXP, or I don't know what machine you have that uses EXP, but if it's a Bernina, if you choose the EXP Plus format, this will give you the colors. So choose the format that you need. If it's a Bernina, choose EXP Plus, and here you're gonna need to put a USB drive in your machine, save it to that USB, click the save button, take the USB out and go to your machine. Okay, so, but that's what I would do. And that is how looking at your design gets rid of all those extra designs that you have in there. Hope this helps. Thank you for spending some time with us today. We hope that you found this video helpful, and be sure to subscribe to our Embrilliance YouTube channel for other videos on all of our programs.